Hey Pixels! In this week's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create this stylish footer with HTML5 and CSS3. Before we jump into this tutorial, I want to make sure that you're just as ready as I am. So go ahead and click the link in the description box below to go to my blog exopixel.com and get all the source files and code needed for this tutorial. Now that you've got all your materials, let's jump right in. First, we're going to code up all the HTML. HTML5 semantics are on point. Now, there's a footer tag to declare the footer section of the website, so we're just going to use that as our first tag. Now, we're going to create a container within the footer tag to store all of our text and links. So we're just going to create a div and give it an ID called footer_container. Within the container, we're going to put all of our text and links. Let's start by adding some copyright text in this footer container by using the p tag and giving it the class copyright_text. Now that we have some copyright text, let's add some of our social media links to this footer as well. To do this, we're going to use the unordered list tag and give it a class called social. Then, we're going to add a few list tags, give it an anchor link with the A tag, and instead of using the common social media buttons, let's be a little more unique and just use text. Alright, that's it for the HTML coding. Now, take a look at what your footer looks like so far. Kind of boring, right? Have no fear, CSS is here. Let's go ahead and add some stylish styles to this footer. In your CSS file, we're going to add our stylish fonts first. It's what makes this footer so stylish. We're going to use the Google Fonts, Open Sans, and Permanent Marker. If you don't know how to use Google Fonts, read the short article I wrote on my blog on how to use Google Fonts. As always, the link's in the description box below. Once you've added Google Fonts, we're going to just reset the margin and padding for the entire site by selecting the body tag and setting both to 0. Let's add a nice texture to the background of the footer. Next, we're going to add some structure to the footer container by setting the width, height, margin to center the container, and top padding. Then, we're going to style the social section within the footer container. First, we're going to remove the bullets in the list by using the list style property and setting its value to none. We're also going to add style to each individual list item by selecting the list anchors and changing the font to the Google font named Permanent Marker, setting the font size to 24 pixels, positioning it inline, floating it to the right of the footer container, adding 10 pixels of padding all around, changing the font color to a gray, setting text decoration to 1, and finally, adding some smooth hover effects using the transition property and the pseudo class A hover. Lastly, we're just going to style the copyright text by using the Google Font Open Sans, setting the font weight, size, and color. We're going to add some padding to the top. Add a line height of 1.5 em and adding spacing between the letters. I think the text will look best if it was all uppercase, so we're going to use the text transform property and set the value to uppercase. There you have it! You've just created a stylish footer. Now go ahead and use what you've learned in this tutorial on your own personal projects. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to ExoPixel for more great videos every week. Comment below and let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos. See you next week!